When a business develops a marketing plan, the first question to answer is to whom it should market. Many businesses choose to market to everyone through one basic marketing plan without consideration of differences among the whole group. This is known as mass marketing.
You know, it's interesting. The idea of mass marketing has really evolved the last few years because traditional marketing is about advertisement. You know, it's about price, promotion, packaging, and so forth. So there's a lot of mass advertisement that happens through TV and radio or billboards or magazines and so forth. And what's been interesting over the last few years is those who are really successful do mass marketing through social media now and building communities. You know, one example of in a brilliant branding entity is Lady Gaga. And talk about mass marketing. I don't know how many commercials you actually see about her, none, right? But you have an understanding of how she interacts with her customers, which is everyone who's listening to her music, and how she's built a community, whether you like her or not. She's been brilliant at doing that, just like back in my day, Madonna did. If you think about the idea of reaching the masses, that idea has expanded the last few years to not only be about traditional advertisement, but also, this whole community building through social media.
Other businesses market to a select group of people, for example, women, individuals ages 15 to 21, or athletes. When a business divides the mass market based on shared characteristics to better satisfy the needs of one or more segments, this is called market segmentation.
So mass marketing and market segmentation are two different approaches to marketing. So mass marketing is you're marketing a product to the masses, to everybody. So you market the product the same to everybody. So an example of a product that's mass marketed the same to everybody would be like Coca-Cola. They don't really change the Coca-Cola ads. I've seen the same ones when I've been teaching in Norway versus the United States. So try to sell Coke the same to everybody all over the world. Market segmentation is a little bit different. You're taking a mass market and you're segmenting it. And basically what you're doing is you're choosing a smaller portion of the market that you want to go after. And so that's market segmentation. So using Coke from a previous example, the market segmentation would be Diet Coke or Coke Zero. There's a segment of the population that's more interested in Diet Coke, so watching their waistlines. And so they decided to segment the market based on that.
When segmenting the mass market, a business can use a variety of criteria to break people into smaller and more specific groups. Demographics, psychographics, and geography are the most commonly used methods for segmentation. Demographics are the statistical data which classify people.
The most common way is through demographic information. So when we talk about demographics, there's a lot of different things that fall in that category. But age is one. Gender is a popular one, so we could segment this room between me and you. You're female, I'm male. Age, basically a lot of people do this through the millennial or Generation Y, Generation X, baby boomers. These segments, since they're about a generation apart, have different products that are important to those. Education is another way of segmenting a market. Some people with higher levels of education buy more complicated or complex products. But the number one way to segment a market, or at least the most important one to marketers, is income. Marketers like to look at income, make sure that people actually have the money to actually buy the products that they're trying to sell.
Psychographics are used to segment people according to psychological variables, such as attitudes, preferences, interests, or fears. And geography is used to segment people according to where they live, work, or spend time. Often, businesses will use more than one of these methods simultaneously to identify a target market or the specific group for which a business's products, services, and marketing efforts are intended.
Part of what you do in research is to try to understand who not only what and why, but who your customer is. And, you know, if you have a product that you are trying to make great for everyone, there's a really good chance it'll fail, because every product is not for everyone. And so finding out who that is, whether it's just a, you know, an age range, or it's a mindset, or it's, you know, a family style, or it's a certain location that you live in, pulling together all of those different factors that create, you know, an idea of the primary person that's going to buy your product. That's really what segmentation is all about. So you take Taco Bell, for example, and you take their Locos Tacos. If my father watched that commercial that comes on about Locos Tacos, and my, you know, 20-year-old cousin watches that, they're going to have two different reactions. You know, my 20-year-old cousin's going to go out and buy one, and my 64-year-old brother is going to be like, what are they talking about? You know, so that's an example of how you are you're marketing toward a target market.
When a business can properly segment a market and target the group most likely to want and need its products and services, marketing becomes more manageable and more likely to work.